This is how excited I am. Like, freaking excited. I've brought you into the garden tonight. I've brought you into the garden to watch this. To do this, because I wanted to show you. Straight after this, immediately after this video, I am going in there to celebrate. I'm getting my ass straight in that hot tub after this to celebrate a massive, massive achievement, and one that I'm going to share with you now, tonight. You're hearing this here first. I haven't been able to share this yet. I've been dying to share this, freaking dying, and I'm jumping straight in there with a G&T straight after this, because this is a really special, really special training tonight. And I'm gonna be bold and say, if you've got bigger, bolder, more kind of outlandish financial goals for next year, and 2018 maybe hasn't been the year that you wanted it to be money-wise, or maybe it has but you're not done yet and you want to push it to the next level next year, this will be the most important video that you're going to watch this year. Guaranteed. As you're getting logged in, guys, some of you are already doing it, and hey Gillian, hey Andrea, I can't see some of the others that said hello before, but give me a hashtag live if you're logging in live. Give me a hashtag replay if you're on replay. And if you're a newbie and you've never logged into these Sunday night trainings before, then give me a hashtag newbie so that I can say hello. This light is way too bright. Give me 1 second. It's blinding me. It's still blinding me. Okay, it doesn't matter, as long as you can see me and hear me. So yeah, hashtag live if you're live, hashtag replay if you're on replay. I'm buzzing to share what I'm going to share with you tonight, because a little while ago, hey Gillian. Okay, so a little while ago, here's the big news, I'm so nervous. I've been feeling sick all day, like nervous energy and excited energy all rolled into one. So a few years ago, those of you that have read my book, Miss Moneybags, will know that it hasn't always been a smooth ride. Like everybody that goes on to achieve anything worth achieving, it's never smooth, is it? Ever. For me, money has not always been an easy topic. It's been a topic that I've got massively wrong. It's been something that's been a huge pain point. Oh, that light is annoying me. It's been something that's been a big pain point in my life, to the point where I've had money, I've created wealth, I've lost it again. I've created it again. I've lost it again. Now, here's the thing. Don't regret any of that at all. But why am I telling you this? Because I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to wake up in the morning with anxiety in your chest and go to bed worried sick about money and finances, and feel like your financial goals are so fucking far away that you're never going to hit them, and it feels pointless and you feel like giving up. And I know how that stuff feels, and it feels horrific. I would say one of the worst feelings ever is worrying about money. It can affect everything. It can be all consuming. You can live in a constant state of fear, confusion and frustration. And no matter what you do, it feels like your goals get further and further away, because you're just coming at it from the wrong place, and you know you are, but there's nothing you can do about it. Now, I've been there, and the reason that I'm telling you this is because there's two things that had to change for me personally. I had to go figure out what was going on up here. What was going on in my mindset with regards to money, what beliefs, what blocks that I got that was creating this pattern. And then my financial education. If you want to be a doctor, you study medicine. If you want to be a lawyer, you study law. If you want to be wealthy, you study money. I didn't have a financial education. It was no wonder that I could accumulate money and then I'd lose it again, accumulate it and lose it, because I'd make shit decisions. And those two things had to come together for me to be really financially free. And I said to my husband a few years ago, as I was learning all of this stuff, as I was applying it, as I was struggling with it, as I was going to my next level of success, I was saying to him, when I'm done, and when I say done, I say it lightly, you're never done, but when I've really cracked this, when I'm in a position where money and time is no object to me, when I'm in that position, when I can help people because I can help them, I am going to create an environment, a community that teaches people this stuff, where the education system has failed us, where they can go on, learn it, become wealthy and teach their children. It'll change the next generation. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it for next to nothing. I'm going to make it so affordable that anybody in any financial position, no matter how shit and shocking it might be, can get their hands on it. That's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm committed to doing and freeing myself up time-wise to do, because that's how much it means to me. And the moment has come. I'm so excited because I've been busy behind the scenes for the last couple of months creating the Women's Wealth Circle, which is just that. It's an environment for women just like me that are probably where I was, maybe not as bad as where I was, but know that they need to work through some money mindset stuff and get a financial education so you can get money working for you. When you accumulate more of it, you know what to do with it. It's that. It's not about business strategy, it's about the other stuff. The stuff that keeps us living in fear, the stuff that keeps us thinking small, and the time's now. So you're hearing about this firsthand here tonight for the first time, and you've got the opportunity to enroll tonight for a tenner, because that's how accessible I wanted to make it. The price of a cup of coffee and a sandwich, because I knew that if somebody with the right commitment level, the right attitude, that really wants this can have it, because it's a tenner. Like, fuck's sake, if you're already thinking, oh, I don't know if I want to part with a tenner, then it's not the right environment for you, because this is my inner circle. And I love my inner circle deeply. I will do anything for them, because they say to me when they step up and come into the inner circle that they're ready to change their life and the other people watching and the next generation and be part of that movement. And this means you get full access every month to all of my money mindset and financial mastery lessons, teachings, a new training every month, me guiding you and holding your hand in that journey of learning it all, and questions and answers once a month, a private members area where you can network with other amazing women like you, and it's a tenner a month. That's it. It won't always be, but it is now, and I'm telling you guys first because you're here every Sunday learning, tapping in. Look, if you're already a client of mine in the Women's Wealth Accelerator, which is my 12-month mentorship program, you're already getting this for free. So do not click the link and pay again, because you already have this. You guys have everything that I ever do. But this is for people that aren't quite ready for mentorship. They want a coach, need a coach, and they're like, oh, I just can't bear to part with that money. I've been there. I know what it's like to live in fear and scarcity. This is for you guys. So the link's above this video. And you can do that at the end of this video when we've been through these wealth secrets I'm going to be sharing with you tonight. You can go and secure your place. Now, I'm going to be refunding 3 people tonight that are going to get it for free. So you're not even going to have to pay the tenner. 3 people tonight are going to be able to join my inner circle for free for the first month. The first month you don't have to pay your tenner. You're just going to get January's content. So it launches officially on the 11th of January. That will be day 1 in this community for you, but you can start enrolling now so you're in there before the doors closed. I'm not just going to let everybody in. It's going to be a certain amount, then I'm going to close the doors. We're going to get to work, and then I'll open them again in the future. And you can get in there right now for a tenner. So that's what you need to do now, or straight after the video. Don't do it right now, because then you're going to miss the training. To get it for free, here's what you need to do. You need to share this video now. Hit share it with everybody. I'm being attacked by a fly, maybe a mosquito. We shall see tomorrow if I'm covered in red bumps. Share the video and comment shared in capital letters so that I know you've shared it, and I'm going to pick 3 people at random and I'm going to refund you your tenner. Now, if I message you and I go, I'm going to refund you, and you go, oh, I didn't fucking buy it, then you don't get it, because you're not an action taker and you're not ready to go to the next level when it comes to increasing your wealth. So that's the first thing you need to do. Actually get in the circle, share, and comment shared below. I'm going to pick 3 people in the next 48 hours, and I'll just refund you your first month. The first month is going to be off the fucking hook, because we're going to be... I have a program. It's one of my signature programs, most sought after programs. It's always a sellout when I do it, and it's called Manifest £1,000 in 21 days. And across a 21-day period, I literally hold your hand in manifesting an unexpected £1,000 by flexing that manifestation muscle, getting rid of some of the money blocks, and learning to open ourselves up to abundance. And you learn that across 21 days, and it's so much fun because you manifest a shitload of money. We've had 5 grand, we've had a car, all sorts of crazy. And normally that in itself is 300 quid just to be in that programme, but you're getting that in January. That's what we're launching with for a tenner as a part of the Wealth Circle. So when you're in January, that's how we're kicking off to celebrate the launch. And I'm so excited. So it's a no-brainer. You give me a tenner, I'll give you £1 back. It's ridiculous if you don't do it. But I'm going to be picking 3 of you to get it for free. So comment, shared when you've shared the video so that I can pick 3 people at random. Right, we're going to get into the trading now because I'm going on and on and on because I'm so excited. And I promised you I was going to be sharing some wealth secrets with you tonight, and that's what I'm going to do now. So 3 things. 3 things that you need to know right now about money and how to think differently about money in order to accumulate more of it. 3 things that wealthy people know and wealthy people live by that poor people don't live by and therefore have a very different result. So we're thinking about wealthy thinking, rich thinking, because you can't have a rich bank account with poor thinking. So we want to change the thinking, and it starts now, it starts tonight, and it starts with the Wealth Circle, so get yourself in there. Right, here's what I need to know before we kick off. I need to know where you're at. Where are you at? Because that's going to give me a really good indication of where we need to go and what work we need to do. So comment below. Here's what you need to let me know. Comment below if you've already hit your 2018 financial goal. If you hit it already, the goal that you set at the beginning of the year for profit, monthly income, whatever it was, money in the bank, comment below saying smashed it. If you've already hit it, comment below saying smashed it. If you're somebody that is gonna hit the goal, you're not quite there yet, but you're on track and you know that by the end of the year you'll have hit it, then comment, I'm on track. Did you even have a financial goal? If you didn't set a financial goal for yourself at the beginning of the year, be really honest, let's be honest, let's really commit on a different level here tonight, guys. And comment below saying, I didn't set a goal. Hands up, Michelle, I didn't set a goal. Or lastly, are you somebody that is miles off? I set a goal, I'm nowhere near it, and I'm really fucking frustrated. Emma, thank you, nowhere near, real honesty. This is where it starts tonight, guys. This is where change is going to happen tonight. I'm going to give you the opportunity within the Wealth Circle to trade scarcity, fear, and shit results when it comes to money for the total opposite to that, for abundance, for a financial education, to become a wealthy woman. But it starts now, and it starts with a different commitment. So get involved, tell me, fully immersed tonight, tell me where you're at. Thank you, miles off, that's okay. Do you know what, it doesn't matter what you're writing right now. What matters is that you go in, this is where I am. Because what's important is where we're going in 2019. What's important is what we learned from the last year. Some of you are saying no goal. I appreciate your honesty. I really, really do. That's the first thing we're not going to do in 2019 is not set a tangible goal to hit. So I want to know who's ready to change this and who's ready to change it tonight. Give me some hearts right now if you are ready to commit on a level you have never committed on before. Take action that you've probably never took before. Learn some things you've never learnt before and make 2019 your best financial year ever. Give me some hearts now if you're absolutely freaking ready to do it. In fact, yes, Tabasum, thank you. I hope I said your name right. Comment, ready. I want to see you all commit publicly. Something really powerful about declaring it publicly that this is it for me. We're coming to the end of the year. I'm never having a fucking year like that ever again. 2019 is going to be different. Give me some hearts and commit in the chat box now before we move on to the trading. Because I need to see you commit before I give you this information. This information in itself is gold and going to get you thinking differently straight away. But I want you to commit first. Yes, Andrea. Yes, thank you. Awesome. Okay, lots of you committing. Now, wealth secret number 1, I'm going to be sharing 3 with you. Don't forget, guys, to get yourself in my inner circle, the Women's Wealth Circle, free of charge for the month of January. I'm going to be picking 3 people. Here's what you need to do. Share the video. Share it now if you haven't already, and comment shared. Irene's just joined and she's totally ready. Amazing. Okay, let's go. So, wealth secret number 1. Rich people use debt to make them richer. Poor people use debt to make them poorer. I'm going to say that again. I want you to write this down. Rich people use debt to make them richer. Poor people use debt to make them poorer. How many of you, comment in the chat box, or give me some hearts, either way. Tell me if you can relate to any of this thinking that's maybe been embedded into you by somebody else, a belief that's been carried on, something that's deep rooted, that debt is bad. Give me some hearts if you've ever believed that debt is bad. If you've carried a belief maybe that you should feel guilty or you're in some way inadequate if you have debt. Maybe you're in debt right now and you felt shame or guilt because of that debt. Most people. It's system thinking that keeps us in a system. And here's the thing, debt's not bad. Let me demonstrate for you what I mean. I'm going to give you an idea of 3 types of people when it comes to debt. First type of person, somebody that takes out debt on liabilities. This is the first type of person, person number 1. You're going to need to remember these because I'm going to give you some examples in a minute. This type of person takes out debt on liabilities. Liabilities cost you money. Assets make you money. Taking out debt on liabilities is only ever going to cost you money. Most people will take out debt on a car that never makes them any money, only ever costs them money. Most people will take out a debt on a house, biggest liability ever. In the words of Robert Kiyosaki, your house is your biggest liability, not your biggest asset. If you've ever been told that your ambition should be go to school, get a good job, get on the property ladder and pay your mortgage like a good girl, that's system thinking, and it will not serve you in the pursuit of wealth. It will serve you in being a good citizen and fitting into the system that is designed to fit you in to make you a worker and keep you trapped by the salary, but that's all it's ever going to do. Because here's what happens. People get stuck in a job because they need to pay the mortgage, a job that they don't love, that sucks the life out of them, so that at some point they can pay the mortgage off and be a little bit better off. Sounds like fun. If your biggest ambition right now on this call, for example, is to be on the property ladder and own your own house, you are saying that your biggest ambition and goal in life is to have a big fuck off liability and be in debt for it for a long time. Great goal. And I'm not mocking you because I've had these goals, but give me some hearts if you can relate to this. Give me some hearts if you've ever set goals like this. Get on the property ladder, own my own house. What you've actually just set for yourself is to be in debt for the biggest liability that you'll ever have. Then you've got the second type of person. Second type of person is the no debt at all person. This person doesn't believe in debt, period. This person is of the thinking that debt is bad. That's either because they've got into debt for liabilities and been burned, or because it's been drummed into them that debt is bad. Therefore, they will have nothing on credit, nothing at all. They only buy what they can afford with cash right now. It's that thinking. It's slightly better than being in a shitload of debt for liabilities, but still not the route to wealth. And here's what the third type of person does when it comes to debt. The third type of person uses debt to their advantage. They use debt to buy assets. And in buying those assets, because assets make us money versus liabilities that cost us money, buying those assets equals an income, which sees them on the path to wealth. And that's the difference. They use debt to their advantage. Type 3, if you haven't guessed it already, is the wealthy people, the rich people. Types 1 and 2, not so much. Let me give you some context for this so you can see this in like a real life example. Let's use property, and let's use property over a 25-year period. Person 1, who takes out debt on liabilities. Person 1 is going to buy a property to live in, right? And they are going to use their salary every month to pay for the property that they're living in, with a goal that at some point they'll have paid off that property and they'll be better off every month by the amount of their mortgage. Let's say your mortgage is 1,000. Let's say it's quite a big mortgage, it's 1,000. So you're now 1,000 better off because your house is paid for. That was the life ambition, right? To live in a house and be 1,000 better off, really? So this person number 1, is in debt for a home and has no income because they've used debt to buy a liability. This is in the case of property. Person number 2 probably isn't in debt for a home because they don't believe in debt. So this person has rented and they're saving to buy their home cash. So they're paying the landlord who's paying his mortgage off, and this person is secret squirreling money away to buy the house cash. Where do they end up after 25 years if they manage to buy the house cash? the same place as person number one. They both pay the mortgage off across 25 years, and they both don't have a mortgage now, so they're both slightly better off than people that have a mortgage, but still not wealthy. Person number three borrows as much money as the bank will give them, as often as the bank will give it to them, and they invest it into assets, not a house to live in, houses to rent out. As many of them as they can get their hands on. They build a property portfolio of assets that bring in an income. You see, when we're in an economic crisis, poor thinking is to go, shit, interest rates are dropping, so my ISA has only given me 0.5% now instead of 2% as it was a few years ago. That's poor thinking. Wealthy thinking goes, amazing, we're in an economic crisis, which means the bank's lending money with a really small interest rate to pay it back. How much are you going to give me, bank, so that I can invest it in assets and cash in on this economic crisis? That's the difference in thinking. That's what a financial education gives you. Courage to make a different choice. Who's going to be better off across a 25-year period? Person three is going to be better off by miles because they've got no debt, because everything's paid off now, because they've used the cash flow, the income that's been coming in to pay off the debt, but now they've still got the cash flow because they invested in assets, and that's what they used debt for, and that's the difference. Let's look at a different example on this same point. Let's look at investing in ourselves into self-development across a 5-year period. Person one, what does person one do when it comes to investing in a coach, a program, a seminar? What do? They don't invest. They say, I can't afford it, because they're too busy spending their money on liabilities like mortgages, cars, holidays, and all the other shit that person one will use as an excuse for why they can't invest into their knowledge and become rich in knowledge to become rich in their bank. Person two is saying, I can't afford it because the cash isn't in their hand. I'm going to save it. Here's what happens when you wait to have the money to invest to get more money. Nothing happens. Have you ever read a book? I've never read a book that says, I was broke, I waited for a while and became rich. That is never a success story I've ever read, because it doesn't exist. Person three, that's who reaps the rewards, because what they say is, I don't have it, how can I get it? Even if it means putting on a credit card. Because I'm going to use debt to my advantage. This is an asset. This is knowledge. This is going to make me rich in experience, which is mean I'm going to be rich in the bank account when I apply that experience and that new knowledge to something else. Who's better off across a 5-year period? Person one, still paying for their liabilities. Nothing's changed. Person two, still saving, has no knowledge, still broke. Person three, rich in knowledge, took action, has no debt, and has an income now. And that's the difference. Wealth secret number 2. Mistakes make you wealthier. This is how the rich people think differently to how the poor think. Mistakes make you wealthier, fact. Because they first make you wealthy in experience, and then if you learn from that experience, they make you wealthy in the bank. And this is why I believe that school papers are graded wrong, because it is ingrained into us from a really young age that we have done something wrong if we make a mistake. We've messed up, we've failed. We should not be grading school papers based on the mistakes and be marking people down for making mistakes. I want to see a world where we mark children up for making mistakes, but then learning from them, because that's the route to wealth in the real world. That shit only applies in school. When we get in the real world, we make mistakes, we learn from them, we become rich in experience because of them, we use them to our advantage, and we become wealthy. But only if we view them that way. My friend recently, she had a business deal that went wrong and she lost a lot of money, about 20, 30 grand overnight. And of course we spoke, she was devastated, of course she was upset. But here's what I could see straight away when I was listening to her. It wasn't losing the money that was causing the devastation. It was her failure to learn from why she'd lost it and to see it for the blessing that it was. Because, and actually what I said to her was, look, I get it hurts, I get it shit, but can't you see that in losing that money, you could have spent hundreds of thousands in seminars and programs and coaches and not got the gold dust information that you've got your hands on right now from that real-time experience of losing it. If you were to just make the time to sit down and brainstorm all of the things that you've learned, all of the things that you'll never do again because of that 20 grand that you've lost, you'll realise that you are so much richer right now in experience than you were 20 grand ago. And that's going to go on to translate into so much more money as long as you view it that way and you do something with it. And that's the difference to how wealthy people think and how poor people think. And you get to choose how you think. That's what's so exciting about it. You get to choose whether you're rich or not, because you get to choose in how you view things or not, and how you look at mistakes. You know, when James and I went under financially, it was horrible. Of course it was. Disgusting. And it was painful and it hurt, but it's the springboard to where I am today. It was. That moment of recognising that the buck stops with me. I've made shit choices when it comes to money. I've thought in the wrong way. I haven't got a financial education. I learned how to make money, but I didn't learn what to do with it. All of those things bit me in the backside, and I've made and created $1 million business from those mistakes by deciding that this is going to be the thing that I'm going to master and then teach other people, because I don't want people to go through the same pain. I would do it all again. If I could go back and change it, I wouldn't. I wouldn't change a freaking thing, because that day when I sat down and went, right, these are the things I'm going to start investing in education and blah, 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 blah. And I look back now and connect the dots. It's exactly what's brought me to where I am today. And it's not an accident. It's not just because I can look back. It was all with intention and purpose, because I decided that was how it's going to be. And you get the choice to do that every time you're faced with a challenge. Okay, wealth secret number 3, last and final one. It isn't in your profession that determines how wealthy you're going to be. Your profession doesn't dictate your bank balance. Your ability to create wealth does, not your profession. Here's what I mean by that. Real wealth comes from developing enough cash flow every month to be able to invest in making your money work for you. First, getting the cash flow, paying the bills, and then getting the cash flow to pay the bills and invest into things that bring in more cash flow. That's the route to real wealth. Getting your money working for you so you don't have to work for money anymore. Any profession can do that. Any profession. I've got 2 friends. I've changed their names for the benefit of this. We're going to call one Belinda and one Patricia. Belinda's a doctor. Patricia is a care assistant. Belinda went to university for years, studied to become a doctor, and Patricia didn't. Patricia went straight into job with no academic education and became a carer on a small wage. Which one do you think today is more wealthy? Comment below. Honestly, like, what would your prejudgment tell you? If we're really honest, our instinct would probably tell us that the doctor would be more financially better off than the care assistant. But the reality is, yes, Emma, Patricia is way more abundant, and here's why. Belinda, the doctor, was brought up in a middle-class family that believed the route to success and financial security was to get a job, a high-paid job. And to get a high-paid job, they should get an education. The education should be academic education in the system. Bearing in mind that, come on, we all know that the system, the education that is the system, teaches you to become a worker. And this particular family, Belinda's family, bought into that wholeheartedly. There were a long line of doctors, lawyers, professionals. Belinda bought into that. She didn't want to let her family down. It was the norm. She had a belief that that was the route to success too, so she trained really hard to become a doctor. She bought a slightly bigger house than all of her friends and drove a slightly nicer car, went on slightly nicer holidays, ate steak instead of burger, and was probably about the same better off than anybody else that was in a job, no matter how much they were paid, because she spends more. You know, if you're exchanging time for money, it doesn't matter what job you're in. If you're exchanging time for money, you're just going to be spending a little bit more. Yeah? So you still end up not much better off. You don't end up having enough cash flow to invest and become wealthy and time free. And that's Belinda's story. She's a doctor now, living in a decent sized house, going on decent holidays, driving a decent car. She's knackered, she's exhausted, she dislikes the job, she's trapped by it now because she's got things, liabilities that she's got into debt for, and she doesn't know which way to turn. Patricia is a care assistant. Patricia didn't go to university, didn't get an academic education. Her family were actually a bunch of entrepreneurs, and they didn't really drill into her the importance of academic education, but what they did say is make sure you develop some things like work ethic, discipline, learn money, get a financial education, work on your mindset. They taught her something else. She went down an alternative route. She became a care assistant to fund the investment into her self-development. That was it. She made herself really small financially, doesn't own her own house, didn't own her own car, didn't have any of those things that the successful doctor had. But what she did invest in was an education. She learnt money mindset. She learnt financial mastery, what to do with money. She learnt to become an entrepreneur. She learnt how to use information technology in the age of information, social media, digital marketing. She learnt the stuff that was relevant to wealth today. That's what Patricia did. Now, here's what Patricia did. She, with the skills that she'd learned as a carer, she works with children with really challenging behaviour, children with challenging needs, and she got used to working with these children and getting the best out of them while she was investing this salary into self-development. Now she runs a global organisation that helps and supports children and families with children with behaviour and challenging needs. It's a multiple six-figure income. Not only is she better off financially than the doctor because she gets to invest and has multiple income streams, but she's wealthier in time because she's not running around a hospital full time. She's not exhausted. She loves her work. She's location independent. She can travel whenever she wants to. She's time free and financially free. And in my opinion, she's the wealthy one. But we would have prejudged. And this is the thing. It's not about your profession, your skill set. It's about what you choose to learn, what you choose to learn today, the decision you choose today. The first smart thing I would be doing if I was you, and I say this not just because it's my community, but because I've specifically designed it with this stuff in mind, is get yourself in the inner circle. Get yourself in the Women's Wealth Circle now. The link's above. It's a tenner. Like, I needed to make it a no-brainer to know that I've given everybody watching this and everybody that's ever followed me and tapped into my work the opportunity to learn this stuff so that you're not stuck anymore, so that you're not waking up feeling anxious about money, so that you're not stressing and making the wrong decisions. Because here's the thing, when you don't have a financial education, you have a poor money mindset, you make decisions from an emotional place, not a strategic one in business, and that never works out. And you'll know what I mean. Those thoughts creep in. Oh shit, what if this doesn't work? Oh fuck, the money's not coming in yet. Oh God, money's running out. It's all about money. And it creates this knee-jerk reaction in us to do things that we probably shouldn't do and act or react from an emotional space rather than a strategic one, because the financial education isn't there. Therefore, we don't feel certain we can create wealth. Therefore, we don't show up with an abundant mindset. And that's why the Women's Wealth Circle was designed for you. If you struggle with these areas, it means that you can get in there for the price of a cup of coffee and a sandwich, and every month learn how to shift these blocks and get a financial education, get money working for you so you can live an abundant life and shift the scarcity once and for all. And it starts now, it starts tonight. The link's above. Click it and join the circle. Don't forget, you do get an opportunity to get the first month for free, where we'll be manifesting £1,000 in 21 days in the month of January. The circle opens officially on the 11th of January, so you're enrolling now to get started in the 11th of January with me, to bring the new year in with a totally different mindset and a different outlook. And you can share this video and comment shared underneath, so that you have the opportunity to get the first month for free. 3 people I'm going to be picking at random over the next 48 hours to get it for free. So start sharing it now, comment shared below. All your names will go into a hat and I'll pick you out at random. Caroline, enrolled, boom, I'll see you on the inside. I can't wait.